Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 11, and I think this is verse 17, but 15 and 16 they don't have purport, so we'll just read the Sanskrit one. And then text 15, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa aravinda-akṣa tāta stanam piba alaṁ vihāraiḥ kṣut-kṣāntaḥ krīḍā-śrānto si putraka. Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa aravinda-akṣa, O Kṛṣṇa, my son, lotus-eyed Kṛṣṇa. Tāta, O darling, ehi, come here. Stanaṁ, the milk of my breast. Piba, drink. Alaṁ, vihāraiḥ, after this there is no necessity of playing. kṣut-kṣāntaḥ, tired because of hunger. krīḍā-śrāntaḥ, fatigued from playing. Asi, you must be. Putraka, O my son. Translation. Mother Yaśodā said, my dear son Kṛṣṇa, lotus-eyed Kṛṣṇa, come here and drink the milk of my breast. My dear darling, you must be very tired because of hunger and the fatigue of playing too long. There is no need to play anymore. He Rama gaccha tātāshu sanuja kulanandana pratareva krīḍā-śrāntaḥ tad bhavan bhoktum harati. Hey Ram, my dear son Balaram, agaccha, please come here. Tat, my dear darling, ashau, immediately. Sa anujah, with your younger brother, Kulanandana, the great hope of our family. Prata eva, certainly in the morning. Kṛt-āhāra, have taken your breakfast. Tat, therefore, bhavan, you, bhoktum, to eat something more, arhasi, deserve. My dear Baladev, best of our family, please come immediately with your younger brother Kṛṣṇa. You both ate in the morning and now you ought to eat something more. Text 17. Pratikṣate tvam dashara bhokṣamanah vrajadhipa ehi avyo priyam dheyi swagrahan yat balakaha ikṣate is waiting. Tvam, for both of you, Kṛṣṇa and Balaram. Dasharah, O Balaram. Bhokṣamanah, desiring to eat. Vrajadhipah, the king of Vraja, Nanda Maharaj. Ehi, come here. Avyoho, our. Priyam, pleasure. Dhehi, just consider Swagrahan to their respective homes. Yata, let them go. Balakaha, the other boys. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nanda Maharaj, the king of Vraja, is now waiting to eat. O my dear son Balaram, he is waiting for you. Therefore, come back to please us. All the boys playing with you and Kṛṣṇa should go to their homes. Please repeat. Nanda Maharaj, the king of Vraja, is now waiting to eat. O my dear son Balaram, he is waiting for you. Therefore, come back to please us. All the boys playing with you and Kṛṣṇa should now go to their homes. Purport. It appears that Nanda Maharaj regularly took his food with his two sons, Kṛṣṇa and Balaram. Yaśodā told the other boys, now you should go to your homes. Father and son generally sit together, so Mother Yaśodā requested Kṛṣṇa and Balaram to return, and she advised the other boys to go home so that their parents would not have to wait for them. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshe Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jai Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So, just after Janmashtami, we celebrated Srila Prabhupada's 125th Vyas Puja, which falls on Nandotsav day. And today also it's an important day according to English calendar. Srila Prabhupada appeared on 1st of September 1896. And today, as Loknath Maharaj mentioned, we are starting the annual celebration of Srila Prabhupada's appearance. And I think it's inaugurated, going to be inaugurated by Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi. And then they also issue a silver coin of Srila Prabhupada in honor of Srila Prabhupada's appearance in this world. So this is the 10th canto, which we know it's very confidential part. Just to, before I have to understand Kṛṣṇa, and for that Vyasadeva has given us 1 to 9 canto. And then on 10th canto, he described the pastimes of Kṛṣṇa. This chapter has about 59 verses. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai, Kṛṣṇa Balaram ki Jai, Lalita Vishaka Saita Radha Shyam Sundar ki Jai. So this chapter 11 has about 59 verses, and it describes the pastimes, childhood pastimes of Kṛṣṇa, beginning from how Nanda Maharaj, when he found that Kṛṣṇa was tied up with a mortar, he came, and actually he came by hearing the falling of the Yamlarjun trees, and it mentioned Nirghat Bhaya Shankita. It means Nirghat means thunderbolt, and with the assuming that there must be some falling of thunderbolt, that he was very much worried, Ashankita. So Nanda Maharaj, he came and he saw that Kṛṣṇa was in between the two Arjun trees, and other elderly gopis also came, but they could not understand how this tree fell. Little boys were playing there. Yes, this Kanhaiya, was tied on the mortar. He is the cause. And we also saw there were two very nicely decorated person came from the tree. But the gops, the cowherd boys, they did not believe. And he says, so after all his kids, but although they have seen the killing of demons before, but out of paternal affection, they still, Yaśodā Maiya or Nanda Baba only consider Kṛṣṇa as their own son. They were mentioning that it was Gargmuni came, he was equal to Narayan, but they, at the same time, because of the pastimes of Kṛṣṇa, both were very surprised and filled with joy due to their paternal affection. And just like this Leela of breaking of Himalayan trees, they could not believe. So actually, they were in the, we should say, sanshaya, dilemma. That on one hand, he is equal to Narayan, and on the other hand, they small children. So actually, if we want to understand Kṛṣṇa, asanshayam samagroma, yatha yashtashu, then we have to hear from Kṛṣṇa himself, as is mentioning in Bhagavad-Gita. Otherwise, if there is doubt, sanshaya, then we will not be able to understand who Kṛṣṇa is. Janma karma chame divyam yome veti tattvataha. So actually you have to understand Kṛṣṇa, and as a result of that, what will happen? That tyaktva deham. After giving up this body, we are not going to come back. But how can we understand Kṛṣṇa factually? That is also mentioned in Bhagavad-Gita. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan chasmi tattvataha. Same words used, tattvataha. By bhaktya, devotional service, not by jnaniya or yogya. So, to understand Kṛṣṇa, you have to take shelter of devotional service. And when we speak of devotional service, service is the root, as we call dharma. Dharma comes from the word dhri, which is a root word, which means to serve. We have to sustain the thing which cannot be taken away from the living entity. For example, the dharma of fire is light and heat. If we take these two from fire, means no more fire. Similarly, for the water, the dharma is the liquidity. Similarly, as Jiva Goswami Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in Jaiva Dharma, that this dharma of living entity is to serve, service. Srila Prabhupada once wrote me when I was in Glasgow that although you are mixing with all types of students, should wear tilak and kanti and distribute. I used to go to Hindu temple for giving lecture. At the same time he said, always try to give some service. Because service is the life and soul. We should not think that we have enough served. Now we can take retirement. Kṛṣṇa is unlimited, so his service is also unlimited. We have got no excuse that if you have money, then only we can serve Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa does not need your money. He is full with the 6 opulences. So how we can serve? Just like when we take bath in Jamuna or Ganges, we are worshipping Ganges by taking the water from the Jamuna and again offering it back. Similarly, to serve Kṛṣṇa, everything belongs to Kṛṣṇa. Isha vas midam sarvam. So same thing, as Kṛṣṇa has bound Nanda Maharaj Yaśodā with paternal affection, similarly he also binds, as Prabhupada mentioned in the purport earlier, the living entity, giving him matta apamohanam cha, smritim jnanam. Remembrance come from him and also the ignorance also come from him. Everything is, the source is Kṛṣṇa. Janmadhyasya anvayat idaradasyatartheshu abhigya swarat. Everything is born. Kṛṣṇa also says, aham sarvasya prabho matya sarvam pravartate. From him, actually Srila Prabhupada also wrote in this letter about mentioning that how with the Sarup Damodar Maharaj at that time, Prabhu, he has talked further that how the life comes out of life. Simply we know it and we have to present in the scientific words. to convince the scientists, and that's Bhakti Institute is doing. So the speciality of Krishna's Bal Leela, because although Narayan and Krishna is almost on the same level, but the qualities like Bal Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, Velu Madhuri, playing of the flute, is only possible in Krishna. Narayan is not playing the flute. Similarly, all childhood pastimes, which are only meant to be relished by devotees, is only carried in the Krishna himself. And also, the Krishna, when he sees the service, he sees the attitude. As he says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachati. Bhaktya. With devotion we have to offer. We can see the example of Vidura and Duryodhana. When Krishna went to Hastinapur, Duryodhana also invited him for the prasadam, and he thought, I have made so many types of dishes, Krishna will definitely come to me. But he was so puffed up with a false prestige. So Krishna knew the heart. So instead of going to Duryodhana, he went to Vidur's house, and Vidurani was so happy to see Krishna. She began to think how to receive him, what to give him. At that time they were having the bananas, and she was so much overwhelmed with the love that she began to give the skin to Krishna and throwing the inside portion. And Krishna was so kind to his devotees, and he was eating his skin, and he said, oh, so delicious, so delicious. So when Vidur came from outside, she said, are you mad? What you are doing? You are giving the skin to eat Krishna and throwing the inside portion. Then she just realized. Similarly, next example is Sudama Brahman. He never wanted to go to see Krishna for material benefit, but his wife insisted that please go, at least with your boyhood friend. So Sudama went after a lot of hesitation, and even the doorkeeper, they were not allowing him. But when Krishna heard, he came barefoot running. And again, Sudama, he just gave 3 palms of rice. That was also not from his house. His wife collected from the neighbors. But Krishna in turn gave him the opulence of all the 3 worlds. In fact, Rukmani ji, she caught the hand of Krishna that if you give everything, then where we are going to live now. So that is the beauty of devotional service. Krishna is Ajit. Nobody can conquer Krishna. But he becomes conquered. For example, here also earlier we have seen gopis. They say, okay, we'll give you sweet meat, just dance. Dance first and take it. And Krishna was dancing like, its word comes, daru yantravat, like the puppet. He was dancing like that. Srila Prabhupada also mentioned in his poem that Kashter Putali, nachao nachao Prabhu, nachao yai mate. It's up to you to make me dance and dance as you wish. Because he said, I don't know why you have brought me to this place of ignorance. Savai achan. But he said the Katha of Vasudeva is so potent that is going to take their miseries and make them happy. So, main cheez is devotion, as Krishna says, because sometimes people argue us that with devotion we can give to Krishna, say, wine or meat, but it is not devotion. If you are disobeying, then where is the devotion? Suppose I say, give me a glass of milk and you give me a glass of water, but that is not devotion. So we have to understand what Krishna wants. As I mentioned, Krishna does not need anything. But if we are not offering to Krishna, then we become thief. We are utilizing sunlight, air, but we are not acknowledging, then we are thief. And thief means we have to be arrested, punished in this material world. Because this material world is not the place for the gentleman. And we should make the best bargain. of this opportunity. It's just like prison house, karagar. So, the best type of charity or upakar are one which devotees are doing. Because in prison house, some rich man comes, he distributes blanket, some comes, he distributes food, but still prisoners are inside the prison house. And one person comes and says, why you are inside the prison house, come out. So that is the greatest well-wisher. So Kṛṣṇa is also bhoktaram ektapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram srhudam sarvabhutanam. He is the well-wisher of all bhutanam. Not only human being, but all types of living entities in this material world. Similarly, devotees, they see that how the peoples are suffering. Although they are suffering, but they don't realize. Just like Indra, when he took birth in the hawk family, and Brahma came to take him, he said, no, I don't want to go to heaven. I am happy with my family members. So Brahmaji killed their family members. So that is the potency of Maya. The two types of what she works, prakshepatmika, means it throws in the material world, and avaranatmika, avaran, he covers us. So in this way, we have to see that how we can get rid of this mrityu, janma mrityu chakra. Even Sripad Shankaracharya, when he was leaving his body, he was chanting Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudamate. The Bible said, what you are talking about? Entire life you said, we are the Brahma, there is no difference. But now you said, he said, now take him away so that I can leave my body. So actually, Lord Shiva, he as a prachanna form, because there was a purpose of Shankaracharya to drove away the Buddhism from outside India, from that side to Impersalim. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he gave us the devotional service. And he also ordered us to everyone, Bharat Bhumi te haile manushya janma jar, janma sarthak kar kari parupkar. The one who has taken the birth as a human being, not as a cats and dogs. He should make his life useful, of meaningful, sarthako, kari parupkar. So greatest parupkar is to distribute this knowledge. Because with the help of knowledge, we can able to understand who am I, who Kṛṣṇa is, where I am going to go. Birth, death, old age, disease. Nobody wants to get old. Old age is there. Nobody wants to die. Death is there. So where is the happiness? In fact, this is dukhalayam ashashvatam. This is the house of miseries. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi, and three types of klesh, adhyatmik, adi bhautik, adi devik. So we have to take this out. So similarly, as we mentioned in this shloka, that first Mother Roni went to call these naughty boys, but Kṛṣṇa and Balaram did not hear them. Although she was ajohavit, she was calling again and again, but they were busy in their play. Then Mother Yaśodā, she was sent, and she started to calling Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa, aravinda-akṣa. As we sing daily, Venu Kunantam aravinda-akṣa. The eyes of Kṛṣṇa are like the lotus petals. So he calling, Mother Yaśodā is calling as, please Kṛṣṇa, lotus-eyed one, you please come. And as you become mother, she can tolerate everything but not the hunger of his children. And although they are hungry or not, she will go on giving the food to them. So this is because at least it is said that in this material world, all the relations are based on swartha or selfish motive. At least mother's love is to some extent it without the selfish desire. So in this way, Mother Yaśodā called, and then he is calling in the next verse, Hey Ram. I remember in London, one Satyamitranand Giri, he was a disciple of Karpatri Maharaj and very big in Vishwa Hindu Parishad. He came to see Srila Prabhupada, And he said, in your Mahamantra, this Ram does not mean Dashrati Ram, the son of Dashrath. Prabhupada said, no. Ram means Dashrati Ram also, Ram means Balaram also. In fact, Ram is Ramante Yogi Satyanande. One who is yogis, they are enjoying. One who gives the pleasure, whether it is Dashrati Ram or Lord Balaram, they are the same thing. Then he said, you are doing such a great work, why can't we work together? So Srila Prabhupada said, how we can work together? We say Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and you say you are God, you are God. So he said, Panchopasana is there in our scripture. Prabhupada said, yes, it is there. But Kṛṣṇa is saying Mamekam. He does not recommend that. So then he said, if you, Swami Karpatriji will counteract your arguments. Sri Prabhupada said, I offer my respect to Swami Karpatriji, but nobody can counteract, nobody can refute, because it's not my argument, it's Kṛṣṇa's argument. Then this way, at least you understand, and he said that okay, we appreciate your work of Western countries. So this Ram is mainly one who is giving relishing, and then the word is used Kula Nandana. All the desire of parents are that their progeny or their children should increase the name of their family. Nobody wants, it's a proverb that Put Kaput means if your son is not a worthy son, then still you should not accumulate wealth. And if it is worthy son, Put Saput, so also you should not accumulate, because if he is able, he will be able to get the money from them. And again, also word that mother, as I mentioned, is the son may be unqualified, but mother is never kumata. There is a small story, I won't go detail, that one lady asked the person that if you love me, bring the heart of your mother. And that foolish person, he killed the mother, bring the heart. But still that heart was telling that no, it's no fault of my son. That is called, Mata cannot become Kumata. Always well-wishing. So here, as we mentioned that, although Nanda Maharaj was waiting for him, Vrajadipa, king of Vraj, he was having, how he became Vrajadipa? Having so many millions of cows, 9. So, opulent, it's called, if you go to Nandagram, it's called Khirak. In Braj Bhasha, this Goshala is called Khirak. So still Nanda Khirak is there at the back side of the temple. So just by cow protection, we can become so opulent. Krishi-raksha and Vanijya, that's a karma or prescribed duties of the Vaishyas. So again, when we respect the prasadam, so eating is very scientific, although it's a bodily demands, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. But when the devotees, they sit together and respect prasadam. Srila Prabhupada, many times he will respect the prasadam with the devotees. Chaturvidashi Bhagavad Prasad. Devotees, sometimes they go to vihāraiḥ in the Govindas, but there is no relishing. When you relish the prasadam with devotees, you also become so joyful. So, because yajna shishtasana mucyanti sarva kilbisha, if we take the remnants of yajna, then we can become free from all kinds of sinful activities. Because brain, it's scientifically proved also that brain tissues are formed from what you eat. Again it says, jaisa khao anna, vaisa bane man. So if we are sangat sanjayate kama, if we are affected with the mode of ignorance, then we cannot claim that, oh, I am spiritual, I do all things, I can control myself, but no. If we are affected with the disease, say jaundice, we cannot have malaria. So if we are affected with the mode of ignorance, then we will also, Pitrinyanji, Pitrivrata, we will worship ghosts and all these things. So, always the priyam, as you mentioned the word priyam, that you give pleasure to your parents. So please, you come, and Nanda Maharaj is waiting for you. And so Grahan Yat Balaka. On the one hand, she is calling Kṛṣṇa and Balaram, but she knew that they are not going to leave until unless their companion go. So she is also asking, go to your own. Your parents are also, why? They won't leave the play. So they say, your parents are also waiting for you. So generally it was very custom to respect prasadam along with the family members. So that at the time of, during prasadam, we become more intimate. Dadati pratigranati guhyam akhyayati pritchati. Bhungte bhoyate chaiva shadvidi priti laksha. So where there is a loving exchange, these 6 activities, and Prabhupada mentioned there that our ISKCON is also performing these 6 activities, which is helpful to increase the loving exchange between himself. Again in the purport, at the last, Prabhupada mentions that although the Kṛṣṇa and Balaram, they were mentioned, next verse it is mentioned that you come, your body has become covered with the dust, take bath, and today is Janmaksham, means Nakshatra is very auspicious, you should give some charity. So this is the Vedic custom. So we always try to connect every activities to Kṛṣṇa, and that becomes the perfection of life. So I think time is any question or comments, Prabhu?
I have a question.
Please.
Such a serious subject matter as Srimad Bhagavatam, to discussing how the mother is calling for Kṛṣṇa and Balaram, come home, eat your lunch, and the boys should go do their lunch, you have to eat, Nanda Maharaj is waiting for you. It kind of brings in a more personal aspect of the Absolute, instead of just thinking he's some great power or void up in the sky. It brings Kṛṣṇa down to a real personal level, in the sense that he's exhibiting this like a common, but also exhibiting the godly qualities as well. So it is more of a comment, appreciating how Bhagavatam, even though it's such a serious philosophical text, discussing such very human activities.
Actually, Bhagavatam covers all types of activities of human society. And that's why it's a Pramana Amalam, Amal Puran. To understand to Kṛṣṇa, it's Kṛṣṇa's personal form also. That is, first we should try to know the Kṛṣṇa of Bhagavad-Gita, then Kṛṣṇa of Dwarka, and then we can understand the Kṛṣṇa of Vrindavan. So of course it's a person, and there will be argument between the impersonalist and personalist. But to reach that level, that although it's a Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Padanti Tattva Vidas Tattvam, he is having all the 3 aspects. But once as you go near, then you will realize the personal aspect of Kṛṣṇa. So it is a difficult matter. And that's why sometimes Mayavadis say that how it's so easy that you can get liberation just from studying the pastimes of Kṛṣṇa, for which we are trying so hard. So Kṛṣṇa is absolute, and he also, whether it's a personal form or impersonal form, but to give the pleasure, he comes to that state of Vrindavan.
But also we should remember that Kṛṣṇa of Vrindavan and Kṛṣṇa of Mathura and Kṛṣṇa of Dwarka, the same Kṛṣṇa, he is in a different mood and different relationships.
Now, as you say, Mahamekam Sadhguru, you have to surrender to Krishna. But there are Vaishnavas, they are surrendering to Krishna's expansions like Narayana, Rama, Narasimhadev. They are not Krishna. Krishna is Narasimhadev, but Narasimhadev is not Krishna. My understanding is like that. So if they surrender to, say, Bali Maharaj,
Vaman Maharaj. Lord Vaman.
Yeah, Vaman or any other extension of Krishna, they will not be liberated from this material world.
No, they will be liberated from this material world because all Vishnu Tattvas and Krishnas, as you said, Nrsimhadev is not Krishna, or Krishna is Nrsimhadev.
So again the question comes quality-wise, and the guna and this thing is two different things. Krishna's guna and what is that called? 14 kala.
Shodash kala.
Different than Narayana or anybody else.
16 kala.
Only 16 kala Balaramji and Krishna has 16 kala and 64 gunas. So that is the different thing. So do they really taking us back to God?
I think they are taking us back to Godhead. Because for Krishna there is no difference. So all Vishnu Tattva can take us to it. Even during Lord Chaitanya's time, Murari Gupta and all these, they are worshipping Lord Ramchandra. Yes, Maharaj.
All the different incarnations, they have their spiritual planet in the spiritual sky. So if you're surrendered to Matsya,
They'll go to their friends.
Shaloka. It's the same, but you have to process. The process is the same. The only difference is that our process is more of Madhurya. They are
Aishwarya, opulence. And candle power is same. Yatha deeparchire dashanto pete. Anyone? Okay. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.